Today we're going to discuss about defining the distributions of consonantal allophones. The distribution of consonantal allophones, we have to know what is distribution. So distribution here refers to the set of a phonetic environment where a phone occurs. For example, as you see on my right side, I have provided the example or to get to know about what is distribution. We have top, stop, and back. So please pay attention to the phonetic transcription. Please highlight the phoneme t, like in the top, in the word initial, it is aspirated, and then stop in the middle of a word after s, after s is not aspirated, and then in back, in the word final, it is not aspirated, or it stay. Okay. So in the very lowest row, you please pay attention to the lowest row, where the t or the t aspirated in the word initial, and then stay t in the middle of a word and the word final. So this lowest row is the image of what is the distribution. So from this distribution, we can make a generalization that whenever this phoneme occurs in the word initial, it is aspirated, and elsewhere it is not. So that is what we call distribution. So let's proceed to the next slide. Okay, let's start from phoneme ba. In this phoneme, I had provided the example back,
absent,
club, and ba toket. So as you pay attention to the phonetic transcription, please pay attention to the realization or the allophones of ba. As you see that whenever this phoneme appears in the word initial, it pronounced ba. And then if it's in the middle of a word or in the final syllable before consonant, it is unreleased. And then in a club, it appears in the word final and it pronounced ba. And then the last one, ba toket, it appears in the word final, but before a voiceless consonant, it becomes the voice and unreleased. So from this data, we can make a generalization that phoneme B becomes unreleased whenever it appears in the syllable final and precedes a consonant, and then it pronounced ba in the word initially and finally, unless whenever it appears in word final but precedes a voiceless consonant, just like ba toket, it becomes devoiced and unreleased. Okay, right now we proceed to the phoneme. So in this phoneme, I have provided the example. As you can see
Dame,
in this example, and please pay
Lady.
attention to the phonetic transcription.
Dad,
We can make generalization from this data that the becomes or pronounced the be pronounced the in the word initial, just like in
Dame.
dame, and it also the same in the medial, just like in
lady,
lady, and it also the same
Dad.
in dad. But however, it become unreleased whenever it is in the final syllable before a consonant, and also it becomes dental whenever it is in the word final but present a dental consonant, just like in theirs. Okay, right now we discuss about two phonemes, g and p. So here from g, as you see, please pay attention to the phonetic transcription. It's like this. From this data, we can infer that phoneme g becomes or pronounced palatal, or in a way it sounds palatal when it presents front closed vowels,
Give.
just like in give, give, and elsewhere it pronounced g, except if it positions in the final syllable before a voiceless consonant or silent, it becomes unreleased, just like in fit trade. Okay, right now in this phoneme, as you can see, please also pay attention to the phonetic transcription. As you can see that in this phoneme, and the distribution of this phoneme from this data, we can make a generalization that is this phoneme become aspirated when it appears in the word initially, just like in
pin,
pin, it become aspirated, and elsewhere in the middle or in the word final, it stay as the basic sound, except if it positions in the syllable final and presents a voiceless consonant and silent, it become unaspirated, just like in popcorn, it unreleased. So let's proceed to the next slide. Start again with another phoneme, the t or t phonemes. As you can see here, please highlight or pay attention to the phonetic transcription and the phoneme realization. From this data, we can make a generalization that if this phoneme appears or occurs in the word initial, it pronounced or it becomes aspirated, just like in tin.
Tin.
It is aspirated, and elsewhere it stay or sounds as the basic or normal sound, unless it positions in or before or presents voiceless consonants or silent, it becomes unreleased, just like in .com. And one another point is this phoneme, the realization of this phoneme become or sounds glottal whenever it position or stands or stand in the intervocalic accent, or it connects to vocal, just like in fighting. That's it. And again, we continue with another phoneme. Here we have k phoneme. And this phoneme, please also pay attention and highlight the realization of this phoneme in the phonetic transcription. From this data, we can make a generalization that if this phoneme occurs or appears in the word initial, it is aspirated, just like in cap, it is aspirated.
Cap.
And elsewhere, it stays or sounds as the basic sound, as the normal sound. However, if positions or present voiceless consonants or silent, this phoneme is unreleased, just like in a lat fall. It is unreleased. And one another point is this phoneme become palatal whenever this phoneme presents a front vowel, just like in key, it presents front vowels. Okay, that's it from me, and another or the next slide and phonemes will be continued by